Alright YouTube, what's up? I wanted to start off by saying that this motovlog is going to be a little bleak. So as a lot of you know, this past week there was another mass shooting in Oregon in the United States. So a guy went to Oregon Community College and he basically shot about 9 people. Well, he killed 9 people. This story really touches home in some ways because I'm a college student, just like this was an attack on college students. And I'm also a Christian. And the shooter in Oregon actually specifically targeted Christians. And according to the reports, he would ask people what their religion was, and when they answered Christian, he would kill them. And these are kind of the nitty-gritty details, I guess, which anyway, so essentially the guy shot about 19 people. 10 of them are still hospitalized and 9 of them died, all before turning the gun on himself and committing suicide. So this is really a true act of senseless violence, because he basically lost his life and also took 9 others with him. He was 26 years old. That's all I really know about him, but the thing is, he got all of his guns either legally. He got 6 of them legally, and he got another 7 from relatives. So from the standpoint of gun management or gun control, he was legal. He was legally able to own those guns, but he obviously wasn't stable. And his parents and family members make the claim that he was mentally unstable, and that's why he did this. But I don't see, like, that's not a good excuse, you know? That's not an excuse for going out and killing innocent people. And if you do go out and kill innocent people, I'm pretty sure you are mentally unstable. Sorry, I got a little heated back there and lost my train of thought. Anyway, yeah, so the claim that someone who's mentally unstable and kills a lot of people, that they didn't know what they were doing, they very well knew what they were doing. He asked people what their religion was, and he specifically killed them because they were Christians. And it doesn't matter that they were Christians, or if they were Muslims or Jewish or whatever. The thing that matters is that these people are now dead, and these family members now have to deal with the aftermath. Guns are a big part of our culture, and it's understandable why they haven't been eliminated, because if you think about in other states where there's a lot of woodlands and stuff like that, not like California, people go hunting. So different states use guns differently, okay? In California, not many people, well, California compared to other states, not as many people go hunting. Okay? Hunting is not as much of a thing around California as it is in other countries or other states. So different states should have different gun laws, just because of the way they're being used. But the norm is that a lot of guns don't have to be purchased, or you don't have to have a permit to buy a gun in many states in the United States. So that allows people to buy guns from, I don't know, Craigslist, from neighbors, from things like that, and they're unregistered to the owner, and the owner's mental health is not taken into account in these transactions. So you end up with people who are out there with guns who really shouldn't have guns. Another thing is that a lot of people, a lot of family members have guns. Even my dad has a gun. Several guns, actually. So technically I would have access to those guns. And this is not uncommon for a lot of families to have guns and have people get a hold of them that shouldn't have their hands on these guns. Just like what happened in Oregon. The biggest, or the most, one of the most well-known instances in which there was a mass murder can be attributed to Columbine, which happened in 1999, where two guys with assault rifles, or actually submachine guns, went into a college campus, or it was a high school, I think it was a high school, and they shot up a couple classrooms, and they ended up killing 13 people. One of the more recent ones was Sandy Hook, where I think 25 people were killed, including a large portion of small children, like first graders or second graders. And it seems like they've become more and more common in recent years. One of the main reasons why these gun laws haven't been changed is because of the NRA, which funds Congress in ways like they have campaign contributions to Congress, and they also do it to candidates. That's why in recent news, actually today, Jeb Bush basically blew off the attack. It should be called a terrorist attack, I mean, but they don't want to use that term because they're not terrorists, but they are terrorists. They're inflicting terror. But anyway, so Ted Cruz says stuff happens. That's what he said. When someone asked him about, or when the topic of Oregon was brought up, the Oregon shooting, he said stuff happens. Nonchalant, blatantly. And the more that we act numb to all this, the more it's gonna happen. And the less that's gonna happen to change it. But as tying back into the campaign funds with the NRA contributed a lot to Jeb Bush's campaign, and also to Ted Cruz's campaign, and what's the other guy's name? The third guy. Well, there's plenty on the internet about it, but yeah. So these gun groups, gun control groups, the NRA and other supporters, basically have a relationship with these politicians, with these congressmen. They're like boyfriend and girlfriend.
Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes, I can see it in your smile.
And they're giving money in return for opinions in Congress, and that's why Jeb Bush has his opinion that he has, and a lot of politicians have opinions like this. It's not just guns, but it's one of the main instances. Until people start demanding that there are stricter gun laws, or and this, I don't mean to attack people that enjoy guns or enjoy shooting guns. I would just prefer it if there was more of a restriction on people buying guns. Like if you wanted to sell a gun privately, you would have to sell it at a particular area or a particular location where they would provide background checks. You know, you couldn't just sell it on the streets or on Craigslist. And if you wanted to buy a new gun, you would have to go to the particular dealer, which they do. In California, you have to go to a dealer, and I think there's restrictions on buying used. But then again, I don't know. There's a lot of options, extreme ones like completely banning guns in the United States and basically removing all guns from public use. The problem with that is that you're probably going to still have criminals with guns. I mean, I guarantee you're going to have criminals with guns still. Also, you're attacking people that aren't causing the problem, like hunters and target practitioners, you know? I think that we need to address this problem. I'm not sure exactly how to address it. No one plans on going to college or going to a movie theater and being shot. You know, it's not something that anyone expects to happen, you know. But at the current rate of of these shootings and the lack of change in our gun laws, it's bound to happen again sooner or later. So I urge everyone who's a voter to vote for the changes you want to see in your life. We all have loved ones out there that this issue affects, and pizza box. We need to be ready to compromise and ready to accept change. If we don't make these changes, then the NRA and other interest groups are going to continue to put profits before lives. And if you know anyone who you think might commit a violent crime, such as those in Oregon, or in Columbine, or like any of those mass shootings, if you know anyone who might have that kind of personality, or that have symptoms, or I don't know, don't be quiet, you know? Don't remain quiet, I should say. Because those are lives that might have been prevented, or might have been saved, or a situation that could have been prevented. And yeah, I think that's worth every effort we have, or we can make. So yeah, everyone, I just hope everyone remains safe and that we don't have to deal with another situation like this. My prayers go out to the family members of those who were shot and those who were killed, and anyone who had to experience similar situations. And I hope that this doesn't become a norm, although it kind of already has. I just hope that it doesn't remain a norm, I should say. But yeah, so thanks for listening, and stay safe.